The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
To throw is Watson, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Watson now to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. A big play there for the Bengals. And even 40 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a change-up in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the change-up, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
They'll give it to Mixon. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
He'll get it up the middle. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Ellington to return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And here comes the Texans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Here's Watson. The catch made by Miller. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Watson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He gets this one to Bruce Ellington. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Watson, flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Richmond.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Croft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Caught. It's Ellington. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Tiger.
From the red zone now, Watson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On second down, here's Miller. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Come back, come back.
Back to throw, Watson. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Eluding the pressure right. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Green's got it over the middle. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue, landing.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 6 there on first. And he's had great protection back there to throw, really been able to survey from the pocket.
That means the jersey stays clean, so the dry cleaning bill, that's reduced. It also means the trainer doesn't have to deal with him because he's not getting hit. also means that he's able to find targets downfield at his leisure. That allows him to be really accurate.
They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. On first down, it's Watson. And the grab by Croft. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Fuller brings it in over the middle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. To throw on 3rd down, Watson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Pulled in at the 24. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they go.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Finding Green complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Watson setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Richmond.
Now a handoff to Miller. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Underneath, this is Bernard. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jonathan Hankins. Continuing to fight downfield, the big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Mixon will get it to start the second half. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Detroit! Back 99 Philly, here we go! Gone!
They'll look to throw here. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He'll drop to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big 3rd down play there for the Bengals. And even 50 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Here we go now. 319. All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll set up to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Texans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the 50, it's Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And out now, here come the Bengals. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. To the left side here for Eifert. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And the catch good. It's Eifert. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
All right, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jonathan Hankins in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
They're going to look to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense.
And his first carry, he loses the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Back 22! Back 22!
On second down, here's Watson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Watson, off play action. Rolling to his right. Fighting through. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, there's a bunch of pressure that time on third down. They nearly got him. Probably should have gotten him, but he's able to escape the pocket. But unfortunately, by then, that play had already broken down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Gone! Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue line it! Blue line it!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cannon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now look at
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And a little floater there is incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
Gone! Set! 319! 319!
Back to throw. Flush to his right. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road, and everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
Come back, come back!
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. Pushing his way inside the 40. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. A big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defense has always talked about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunt.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
All right, here we go. 319!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. J.J. Watt in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Now let's go. Green 39! Green 39!
He'll look to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And able to find Texans say they have it. They do. And they're not able to convert on fourth down.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking there for Bruce Ellington, and it'll bring up third down. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Eluding the pressure right. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. As they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. And the pitch goes to Mixon. And some space here. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them 1 step closer.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long from Houston.